back at it again.
What's good?
Oh, everything, man. Can you hear me okay, man?
Sounds great.
All right, hear you good too. Yeah, my name is LaRon with the TNJ Radio.
Yep, William A. Thomas here.
Yeah, man, we're gonna bring the heat, man. How was your weekend, man? Before we get into that, man, I always want to check on you, see how everything was going. Your life is a little hectic sometimes.
No, I was definitely a great weekend. Went by. It was a blur. We had a started off with a pretty good interview on Daria's Empowerment Network. Be sure to check her out. And
Oh
then,
yeah, that was good, definitely. That was
uh,
fun.
oh yeah, absolutely. So shout out to Daria Woods. But
Sipping on my ice drink. It's gone now, but that affiliate program.
you got the invisible water.
Oh yeah, it's gone.
Oh man, that's that fancy stuff. They sell that in Sweden, huh?
Fact. Shout out to Daria. She's doing her thing on her podcast. We'll probably put that in the banner later. Matter of fact, tomorrow I believe she's going live tomorrow. Maybe she'll call in and let us know that.
Yeah. You
But
you know
yeah.
it's that
Before
is
we,
right.
well, before we get into it, man, you like my hat?
Oh man, you got the Seahawks.
See that right there?
Oh man, what's that? JSN?
What that stand for?
That is the notorious Josie Sports Nation.
Facts. Let's get it. Josie Sports Nation, baby. Just came off a live show, man. We had a few little hiccups, but we figured it out. So now I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. So let me see what I excuse me. Let me see what I did this weekend before we get into the dumb stuff. Oh man, I went to the mall. Tallahassee. Shout out to Tallahassee Mall. Got my little name initials on there, man. Ate some good food. Uh, did a bunch of videos on the other channel. Ah, yeah, man. It was good, man. It was good.
Yeah, that's what's up. They did a good job on that hat there.
Yeah, man. I got another hat too. I got a Chicago Bears. Are pretty cool. I like it. I like the colors. Not a Bears fan though, but like the colors. Yeah. So what we talking about today, man?
Oh man, we in the middle of clout chasing season.
Facts.
Great season to be in. We going out there at all. So, some of the things we're going to be talking about. Kwame Brown, he had went into it. That one dude, Hassan Campbell,
Hmm.
and he went into it a little bit about that. We're going to play a little bit from it, but
Mhm.
that glorification of criminal culture.
Okay.
Uh, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the baby. He was recently being mentioned, shared all over.
Okay.
Soldier Boy. Some people were still trying to send little things. They still trying to get Shikari in. I mean I can actually shortcut you guys on that. It ain't happening.
Well, she get money. I see one of the vape companies giving her 200 and a quarter or 250, right? Thousand.
Yeah, she's smart. She won't take that deal.
What? Why not?
Don't take that deal. Don't take the pennies for when you can get the big dollars. And that's something that's not really. She's an athlete. Why would she even support that?
Michael Phelps and them did it. What do you mean?
He got money off of vape.
No, I'm just saying they do that type of stuff. This is the way the world is going. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, they do it behind the scenes, but visibly getting money from it, the optics don't really look too good.
To who?
Plus, like I said, for that type of pay, 250K, that's pennies.
You act like that they're gonna have a contract that basically states like you can't deal with no other company. That's just extra income. You know what I'm saying?
That it is extra income, but if she's with a company like a vitamin company or something like that, then there's going to be a conflict.
I doubt it.
I think she will, because there you figure there's these different nutrition shakes and things like that.
All right, so Michael Phelps, we talking about this. Michael Phelps had abs, and he was eating 400,000 calories, smoking weed every day.
Mm.
What we talking about, man? The
Man,
world is different now.
yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about as far as the actual action. I'm just saying as far as it looks.
Not gonna look to who though. Everybody do it. Have you been to a lounge lately? Who could? Matter of fact, what Kwame doing? Kwame on the.
he need to get an endorsement. He over there riding on his tractor with his little hookah stick all the time. He need to get some money from that.
You know what the Bible said?
What's that?
Thou shalt get that money, man.
That's in the book of Get Richians, right? 32nd chapter.
Shout out to WJR. He said Phelps didn't advertise weed. Yeah, because that was 10 years ago. It's different now. It's legal in some states. So.
My fault. Oh man, we over here. You know, we got popular demand. People wanting to get on, but we you know
we got to the thing first. You know, let them wait. Tell my son, what movie is that? You don't watch movies? I forgot.
Let them wait. I don't know. I always like the phrase "let them eat cake" because I want to eat some cake.
You want to eat cake, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No comment. Had some cake yesterday.
Oh man, what kind?
You know, but yeah. So we're gonna talk about that Kwame, right? All right. So, man, what's your thoughts on the Kwame Brown situation? Did you actually watch any of the video?
Yeah, in fact, I watched it. You know, thanks to Josie Sports Nation for sharing it. Definitely some valid points, and he was definitely, you know, getting into it.
Okay, well, I would say this, you know, respect the Kwame, man, put respect on his name because he is letting everybody eat right now. He's opened up his platform. For people who don't know Kwame used to play for the Wizards when Michael Jordan was there. I definitely respect what he was doing. You know, as far as the media, he never really talked before. You know, he was a Southern guy, and you know, he what they call a bust, and the only reason why they start using his bust name was Stephen A. Smith. You know, that's how he got his start. That's how people start noticing him when he was like Kwame Brown, you know, and stuff like that, and clowning him. But you know, as far as his career goes, he played 12 years in the league, and I was one of those people who was calling him a bust too, until he finally spoke on the situation and you know put some clarity on it. He was like, "How am I a bust if I played 12 years?" You know, and I was like, "True." Hold on a second, mic is a little sliding over.
That's all good, and you're right because along the way there could be the story, but it's always about the narrative.
Right, I'm here. Let me fix my mic. All right.
Yep, I can hear you okay, but yeah, so the narrative is getting played, and it's getting played that he's a bust, and I didn't go around. I wasn't screaming Kwame Brown or nothing like that, but I did think it was definitely funny that Stephen A. Smith was doing it. And it's a testament that what can happen whenever you get into like the bully culture, the group culture, kind of doing what everyone else is doing. And I think that ends up becoming a huge problem. Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, they got called out for that years ago by Jalen Rose. You know, Jalen Rose, they want him to actually be the one to go ahead and do that. And he said, I'm not going to do it. He was one of the ones that I first heard to articulate it, saying How could that man be a bust? He made over $60 million. Man, picture that. Someone's telling you on your job, I don't care what you did, you made $60 million. That's pretty successful to me. Anyone making $60 million, yeah, you right, Swanee. That's what it is. It's the go along, get along game. And Kwame, he's been pretty much exposing it. He's been calling it all out. And initially I thought, okay, maybe he just has a gripe with Stephen A. Smith, couple problems with Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, those people. But it turns out that this is bigger. This is huge. And it's affecting a lot of people who are in different parts of media. It's affecting people on their jobs. Listen, I'm looking at you. The go along, get along gang is at your job too. Let me repeat that. The go along, get along gang is at your own job. So no one's really exempt. They're everywhere. You can call it bureaucracy, office politics. Sometimes it's HR.
Preach that stuff, man.
I'm just, tired. I remember, whenever I was doing customer service with Dish Network, we had the little, if anyone ever worked there at Dish Network, we had the 2.5 foot cubicles. You had just enough for your knees to be able to sit there. And we're at these little desks and people are throwing balls across the room, playing desk basketball, all those different things. But sometimes there were stupid things that ended up happening. Sometimes there were, people that were cool with the supervisor and they could get away with just dumb stuff. Whereas there's other people that they might be doing their work, but they're always getting checked on by quality assurance and all those different things. But you always wonder, well, what about these other people? These people, they're showing up late, but they don't end up getting in trouble, right? But those are the people that might be behind the scenes, running stuff to HR, or they might be in with the supervisors. The go along, get along gang those are the ones that whenever they want you out of there, they'll find a way to get you out of there.
That's a good point on that, man. And he's definitely exposing them. He's been around it. Now, who he was referring to initially, how he got on, for the people who don't know, it was a podcast that I believe Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson was on, and they made fun of him when one of the owners for the Lakers was on there. It was about a trade that happened between Kwame Brown, another player, and Pau Gasol. And for 20 years, like you said, he haven't talked about this, and so now he's on fire. And what I will say is I don't like everything that he does, I'll be honest with you, but I respect it. Like when he talks about why he's doing it, I get it. For the people who didn't or did see this interview with Hassan, now Hassan came on through he was allegedly molested by African Bambaataa, a rapper and group in the 80s. And one thing that a lot of YouTubers say that's the first, I think Star said it. They're like the first gay hip hop group and they're trying to take them down. And apparently he was one of the ones that got interviewed by this guy or by Star talking about the situation. However, in my opinion, I think he let the fame get to his head because now he's a big YouTuber. And what I found to be true is I see he'll start trouble with people because, again, clout chasing. That's how you make money. So this dude got like 350,000 subscribers right now. Clout chasing. And so, Kwame don't play that. If you say his name, he's coming after you. Point blank period, talking about you, your mama, your whoever, And yeah. So he got on the show. We might try to play a clip of it. We got to find it, but and they got into it. But one thing I would say that I didn't like that what Kwame did is the guy was trying to apologize to him for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on one second. Yeah, he was trying to apologize to him for like 20 minutes.
Yep.
I might have to change my mic. I don't know
I
why.
have here I got a clip. I'm just play that real quick. Just give me a second. Just go over there. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna just put this on here, and you guys should be able to. You guys can see it, right? If you can see it, give me a heck yeah. All right, I appreciate that. Cool. So let me just hit play.
Signing up to be a slave, taking your clothes off, getting in line, and taking direction from other men to glorify and make that seem like that's masculine and that's manhood. When you go to jail, boy, they strip you down like cattle. They make you get in a line and make you go nut to butt. And you glorifying this type of dehumanization of black males. You make it seem like it's a badge of honor and a rite of passage. But no, you ain't glorifying it. You just talking like you above me because you went to jail, and those are the things you had to do. And then you say you ain't talking down on me, but somehow you wasn't there, but you knew MJ was blowing me in the face. You speak so ignorant. MJ was blowing me in the face, huh? Pat Riley was making me run 100 miles. Motherfucker, I never played for the Miami Heat. The hell is you talking about? That's why I know Charlemagne the God or somebody must have sent you, boy. You're just sending out fake messages at me time after time, and I ain't say nothing to your bitch ass because I knew what you was doing. I'm not going to pick on what happened to you. That shouldn't happen to no kid. But just because you've been abused, and psychologists say it, tell me if I'm lying, psychologists or any psychology major, the abused become the abuser. And you got that abusive trait, boy. You toxic. That's the first time I thought a man was toxic. Trying to use your victimology on me, hoping I say something about what happened to you. Boy, I'm smarter than you thought. You underestimated me, boy. See, I don't respond. I mean, I don't react. I just sit back and I wait and I respond ever so effortlessly. You bitch ass nigga. Old ass granddaddy trying to be cool. You trying to be a cool ass granddaddy?
All right, so that was a little bit, and excuse the language for anyone that has sensitive ears. Kwame, he is a country bumpkin, as he would say, a geechee, dude. But so besides that, though, I like the, where he's going with his mind, and he's right, because people are glorifying this stuff. This is slave stuff. Prison, so there's different parts of the culture that end up getting glorified, and that's whether it's by the rappers, whether it's by the so-called OGs, which when we say OG in itself, the original gangsters, right?
Right.
So what I wanted to do, what you think about that, Ron?
Just give us a minute, because we're just setting up the scene here as far as the I see you guys, Jimmy and Swanee. We'll get you on in a second. But fairness to Hassan Campbell, again, he has been a victim, you know. And one thing I'll say is he do have a popular message on his platform. I've been watching him lately, and he does go after a lot of these gangsters. Now, I don't know if anybody from New York. Like New York is just an aggressive city, and he's from there. You know, yeah. So when they were going, I remember one video. If you could pull that up, he was talking about Kwame. Basically, like, we're not cut from the same cloth. I don't know if you saw that video. You saw that video?
Yeah.
If not, Yeah, so he was like, "We're not cut from the same cloth. I look up to these gangsters. You looking up to Michael Jordan, and that's what really set Kwame off, and that's why Kwame wasn't backing down. So fairness to him, that's why he was going at him so much because he believed that's part of the group that's messing up the culture of black boys because they're being recruited by these guys. You know what I mean? Like you have to look up to these people. You get a badge of honor if you go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was watching Vlad TV, and Play from Kid and Play was saying this because his dad was messing around with Nicky Barnes, one of the biggest drug dealers in the '70s, allegedly. And he was saying he was like, I wanted to go to jail because I knew I would get street cred if I got out. You know,
Mm.
so that's the kind of culture that he's coming from. But yeah, do we have that clip? If not, we can look for it.
We'll find this. I was trying to actually pull it up, but a lot of it's more so with both of them whenever he called into Kwame's show. But that's a big thing because along the way, and anyone who's actually just getting on right now, we're talking about Kwame Brown and Hassan Campbell and the glorification of whether it's the criminal culture or Hassan would say glorification of these celebrities and sports figures. And somewhere along the line, to Hassan's point, he does have a point, but at the same time, I think that they're both aiming at the same thing. I just think that where Hassan went wrong was like don't big up the prison stuff. you know.
And also, what Hassan has done is he's assuming that he's a part of this Illuminati group, and that was
Uh,
a problem that Kwame had. You know, he kept on saying, "Oh, if he made it to the NBA, he's part of that group," and that's far from the truth. If you don't know, and that's one thing that Hassan apologized about when they were talking. But it seemed like to me he was drunk while he was watching this thing. We have to pull that up so to really dissect it. But yeah, he was but yeah, that's one thing I would say I didn't like with Kwame. I think he should have forgave him. But who am I? He's a man. There's a reason why he didn't want to do it. He felt like it was a fake apology or whatever the case may be. One other thing is I think like far as you're saying one thing. You're saying you want these black boys to do this and get trades and what have you. But if they're watching you argue with this guy and you're not forgiving them, what do you think they're going to do?
mm,
You know what I mean? Because everybody imitate people. So they're like, if they're not going to squash it, why should I?
right.
You know. Let me
Yeah.
see.
And along the way, there's this thing. These are two black men, and yeah, people are watching.
Unique tub over tub installation in just a day.
All
Bath
right, so I'm gonna try to pull it up.
fits your busy schedule. Why?
So just give me a second here. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. Obviously, it's a long thing, but
daily basis. I don't let him because Mike.
Not just attacking people that
all right,
in trades in Charlemagne.
all right. So I'm gonna try to play this a little bit. Give me a second here. Share my screen.
Is this coming off of Kwame's page?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other guy. He said he coming after.
Yeah, Kwame ain't doing that. Thank God. All right, give me a second here. Let me share this.
And we see you in the queue, Swanee. We're gonna get you in a second.
All right.
Ain't the lesser fucking charge. Nobody want to ask Stephen A. Why was he at them colleges, boy? And why was you at them high schools, boy? Nobody want to understand the truth system of how they hold us back. Abuse and help these children instead of running your motherfucking mouth. There you go.
What up?
You tell me. You have the floor, sir. I never said your name. Why are you speaking about me as if you know me?
I spoke about you because you spoke about me. When you mentioned my name, I mentioned you. When I made the video, and I said don't compare me to an NBA player.
When did I mention your name?
You wasn't talking about me earlier when you took the shot?
Sir, you said Michael. I looked up to Michael Jordan. I was abused. You said something about me.
Listen. That was sarcasm. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do for you.
That wasn't about me.
Listen,
Hold on.
That wasn't about me. Let's nip this in the bud. As a man, I'm gonna apologize as a man. Because the reality of it is you didn't do nothing to me. So to cut all bullshit, as a man, you didn't do nothing to me. I stepped on your toes. I respect some of the things. First of all, let me say this, right? When I first started hearing about you, automatically, the first thing I said was Boule. I didn't do my homework. I didn't look to see whether you was a credible dude, what your fight was. Later on, I seen the Judge Joe Brown joint, which I thought was dope or whatever the case may be. But just to give you who I am, when it comes to anybody that comes from Hollywood, the music industry, any of that, I look at everybody sideways. So I prejudged you according to that. But as far as who you are and what you're doing right now, your message, some of the things that I've caught up on and I listen to, I respect your message as a man.
But sir, you didn't say that about 30, 40 minutes ago.
What I said was not said 30, 40 minutes ago. What I said was a response to the indirect that what you said about me on earlier today.
But listen, bro, you've said something about me indirectly in 3, maybe 4. Even when you spoke about me the first time, when somebody asked you, what do you think about Kwame Brown? You said, I like him, but. And then you went on to talk about all this stuff. And even today, you talked about an oath. And I'm telling you that anytime you go to prison, you sign an oath. You sign an oath to be a slave for white boys. And that mentality that you're preaching and you going back to the hood as a married man with jewelry and chains on, are you prepared to kill someone? Because that's what you would have to do to be in the hood by yourself. So to speak the way that you're speaking, how old are you, sir?
44.
You're 44 years old with children, beautiful children, may I add.
Thank you.
I've seen you put them on the internet. You have a wife. You have a beautiful yard with flowers and dogs, which you should be enjoying. But you steady going back to the hood to prove what? What you would have to do to protect those chains and to protect the thing, to brag about being in the hood. If somebody approached you, you would have to kill that person or hurt that person. Is that correct?
I don't see your point.
The point is, why would you put yourself at risk when you have a family to brag like that about being in the hood? If somebody saw you on live and ran up on you and you do something to them, you will be going to prison, leaving your wife and your children. Why would you go to the hood when you got nice flowers like that? And
first of all, for one,
people, I'm not glorifying prison by any means. When I say at 18 years old, I went to the penitentiary, and at 18 years old, you went to the NBA. It's not because I'm glorifying. It's because there was a long path that led to my downfall going to the penitentiary. There's a story in between of pain, is what I was trying to say. And see, that's the thing that's lacking, that's missing in your story. My story is filled with pain from childhood. Your story and your pain consists of Michael Jordan elbowing you in the face or smacking you in the back of the neck, telling you to do 100 miles. My pain consists of not having a father, sitting outside on welfare cheese lines, going to the store with food stamps, dealing with the evil stepdaddy.
Yeah, you're muted. Yeah, so I want to play the rest of it in a little bit. want to get Swanee's take on it as well. But yeah, man, what you think about what we just saw? We witnessed this now.
Oh man, it was just kind of funny, you know, when you had the ability with this technology today, someone could be saying something like, "Man, I ain't saying nothing," then you could just play it back, and they just like boop 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 boop. Boop. It just looks so funny every time.
Right. That's hilarious. I like I said, they're attacking Kwame, man. Kwame really gonna go after people, but if you go after him, he's coming for you. So it's no holds bars, man. But I agree with him, man. I think people just clout chasing, and right now Kwame is he got a movement going on, man. He's actually trying to help the kids, man. He all the money that's donated to him, he's giving buying shoes in his neighborhood and different things like that. And just the community that he's helping within the YouTube community, he's helping so many people eat right now. He's letting them, because most people don't let you use their content. They'll try to give you a strike and try to get rid of your thing, but he's letting people on. He's giving people shout outs. He's the hottest thing right now, as we speak. You know.
Mm. Yep.
I'm gonna get Swanee G on 1 second. Hey, what's going on, man? I like the hat.
Thank you.
Oh man, nice hat. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, Height Apparel.
Before we jump in, say that again.
Height Apparel, Eric Walker.
Okay.
All right, cool, man, cool. Yeah, what you think about the situation?
Man, I see when people start to open up that rabbit hole and start comparing themselves in situations to others, you know, it's going to get deep. And I think based on, you know, the clout chasing part of it is, I believe, is part of it. You know, when you start talking about himself in a situation and comparing it to somebody else's in their situation, that's how, you know, the system is set up and designed to divide and conquer us. So now you got two black grown men fighting each other, you know, over somebody, you know, prideful ego, whatever it may be, to talk about this situation and compare it to somebody else's. You know what I mean? And that always leads to trouble.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's a lot of jealousy because, you know, these guys had this platform for a while. Like Hassan been on it for a minute, and I think when they see somebody coming up like that fast, everybody start attacking them. And so, you know, Kwame don't know the game as far as like social media, but there are some people out there helping them, telling them about monetizing different things like that. But you know, I think he got into it with Kwame because everybody, like for instance, we're saying all these what they call talking points. If someone who's already been on this platform talk about it, they'll say, "Oh, they're still in my talking point." It's like some straight up beef that's on YouTube that's going on, you know, and he knows nothing about. In my opinion, I'm like, it doesn't matter if someone says another talking point. It's more ears, you know. So if we're all talking about the same thing, I mean, it'll get to different ears. Don't you agree with that? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, definitely. I hear you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think. But go ahead. Well, you about to say something?
Oh no, I was just going to say, and it's stupid because there isn't really anything new. You know, most of the talking points are, you'd probably agree, Swanee, they're just regurgitated versions of things that our grandparents said.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what's happening. And the fact that people are getting upset because somebody else is using their content, it just doesn't make any sense. You got that content from somebody else. So how can you get mad when somebody else uses your content? That doesn't make no sense at all. And what Kwame is doing, he's taking advantage of it and now giving it back to the community. That's amazing.
And he's letting, man, there's people.
He's letting everybody eat.
Yeah, you're right. Real quick, I'm gonna try to get Jimmy X to see what he says about this. One moment.
Well, real quick, hold on, Ron. Before you take him off, we need to know: do you believe that Kwame is part of the boule? Because that's what that's.
Well, listen, I don't know nothing about Kwame as far as his personal dealings or anything like that. So I can't say he's part of anything. other than, being a man who's taking care of his responsibilities. So anytime I see somebody doing something good, I give him credit and I give him love, man. So I don't know nothing about, him being part of any organization, but I do know members of the Boule, and we can talk about that another time.
All right, well, you got it wrong.
Yeah. Hold on. Stay around, Swanee. You got time?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Jimmy?
What's up, man?
Oh man,
Look like Hassan got real apologetic. Real apologetic when Kwame got on his ASS dog. See, in this internet world, they can be on you in a matter of seconds. It ain't got to take 2 weeks for me to find you. Beep, beep, beep. I'm on the screen with you right now. What did you say? Oh, I didn't say that. Rewind that. Play that tape. Didn't you say that? That's you saying that?
Now, you think the apology was genuine?
Yeah, I think it was genuine. I think what people do nowadays, man, straight up, is that they don't. We got to remember everything amplified. Now, technology can amplify you. So, like right now, I'm on with y'all right now. I got to be careful. I can't get too ignorant because this gonna last forever. Somewhere, some way, in some computer, this is in there. I think Hassan was talking crazy at the side of his neck about Kwame. And he didn't know Kwame is going, if you address Kwame, Kwame is going to address you. You see what I'm saying? Because he is grown, and you got to remember something about Kwame Brown. He independent. He already got his money. You can't cancel somebody that already got their money. If you say F him and his mama, he might say, open that door. I heard you said something about me and my mama. We want to talk to you. Come on out here. You see what I mean?
Right.
So Hassan had to, ease back. Sometimes we have to apologize.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play the rest of this clip real quick, and what you take on it? Give me a second.
Sure.
Let me mute that.
Your pains? Well, you got 40 to 60 million dollars for your pain. You took the oath for your pain. Yes. The same matrix, the same industry that you speaking out against, you took the oath to. For me, I'm gonna just keep it all the way funky for you, homeboy. For me, you was real as Santa Claus. Respectfully. Because to me, you ain't no different from Colin Kaepernick. He picked the weakness in the black community, took a knee, and ran away with the bag. For the last 2 years, respectfully, Kwame Brown, New York, Black America, all across America, has been in turmoil, protesting, rioting, gun violence. Everything's been going insane. You've been on YouTube since 2013. Nobody heard you taking on the problems of the black community. And in them streets, nobody's seen you anywhere in the hood trying to diffuse the violence or anything.
Oh my God.
To me, you have a smell of Colin Kaepernick. We didn't see too many grave chasers, too many ambulance chasers in the hood where people feel like, okay, we're gonna.
Let me say this real quick, right? I'm not even gonna play the game of going back and forth. I said what I had to say. I even apologized like a man. The one thing I'm not gonna do is sit up here and play this bullshit game, that back and forth. That's for one. For two, let me explain something to the audience. The ones that sitting up there saying you a lame, I take care of my motherfucking wife, I take care of my motherfucking kids, and I take care of my community. So if that's what makes me a lame, I'll be a lame. I personally don't give a fuck about what none of y'all feel. Unapologetic. I apologize to you as a man, and that's it. But as far as me being on trial
and happen to answer to niggas, the fuck I look like answer to any of you niggas. Eat a dick. Straight like that. The fuck I look like answering to any of you niggas.
All right,
I wish I would sit up here and answer. What the fuck you niggas look like? Me answering to you niggas. What I look like? Like really? As a man? Hold up. As a man, when I apologize, I humbled myself.
No,
but
that's
as far
not
as
true.
because the reality of it is, it's hard for me to apologize to niggas that I feel like is soft.
You feel like I'm soft?
If you sitting up there talking about,
you didn't answer the question.
You had to go through. Yeah, I feel like you soft when you sit up there talking about the hardest thing you've been through is niggas sitting up there hazing you.
That's what you said. I ain't say that. See, you're not even that smart. You must be drunk. You said that the hardest thing I ever been through is a basketball practice and all that. Motherfucker, I was in the homeless shelter. What the fuck are you talking about?
That shit is over with. Nigga, you've been rich longer than you've been poor. You've been rich longer than you've been poor.
That's a dumb argument. You say it's over with. You
hold up. Hold up. Because you talk, nigga, you played all of that shit for like 40 minutes, and now you want to still talk because you like to hear yourself talk like me. And I recognize some of me and you.
It was your video.
So let me talk now. Listen, I don't want to hear me talk, though. You got me listening to. I don't want to hear me talk. Bottom line to it is, at the end of the day, I'm not here.
These are your leaders.
I'm not here, right? No, I'm not. No, hold on.
Hey,
listen,
yo,
let me explain. Hold up. Hold up. First of all.
Going places that you don't need it to go. You been here. You farm these lands. You ate.
Opinion. The reason why I'm gonna tell you as a man, I do not accept your apology because I'm a man. And as a man, I don't feel, I don't think. Before I talk, I know. I'm not going to talk about Ticket TV. I'm not going to talk about Hassan Campbell. You can't find one motherfucking video of me talking about anybody that did not talk about me first. That's a man. You talking about a man you know absolutely nothing about. And in 2 videos, I can show you you're speaking matter of fact about a man you don't know. So no, I can't accept an apology when your bullshit talking points came out of thin motherfucking air. And then all of a sudden, because you say sorry, I'm supposed to say, oh,
all right,
okay,
so check it, right?
Tell me why you talked about me in the first.
So check it. Here's how we gonna do this. You done sat up there right now and basically shaded the whole New York.
No, I shaded you.
What you did was
stop bringing New York in. I got a lot of New York friends.
No, what you just did was hold up. Let me finish. Listen. Let me finish. What you just did was said New York. What you finished it. But you finished it. You said New York niggas is the type that.
I said
New York
like you.
And then you also hold up.
Shout out to BK Supreme.
So listen.
Shout out to BK. It's real cats from New York that I know, and they don't act like you.
So listen. At the end of the day,
that a New York thing, buddy. I know a lot of real niggas.
What you make another video about you?
Every time I come to the mic to answer what you ask me, you keep talking. Do you want me to answer?
You talk for hours, but gonna try to shut me the fuck up.
No, you just said, was I a part of the
You talk for hours, but try to shut me the fuck up. The reality of it is...
So you just asked me a question, or did you not?
Are you gonna let me talk? Matter of fact, answer the question. Are you down with any fraternal order? It doesn't even matter because I don't even fucking believe you. Because the reality of it is, this little spectacle that you putting on tonight, when I apologize, you could have just said, I don't accept it and move the fuck on. Nigga, fuck you. I don't know who the fuck you think you is. You don't have to accept my apologies. Nigga, fuck you. Plain and simple. Fuck you. I'm not kissing your ass. Who the fuck you think you is?
And see,
That's
one thing
your
about me,
opinion.
listen,
I
one
never
thing about,
extended
listen,
war. That doesn't make any sense.
You are. Because
That
when a
doesn't
man
make any sense,
apologizes,
sir.
when a man apologizes, it's either two things that's going to happen. We going to knuckle up or we going to walk away. What the fuck we doing?
Sir, you don't want neither one of that. But what I'm saying is,
put your money
you
where your
asked me a
mouth is
question.
at.
Can I answer?
I will
Can I
fuck
answer?
you up. I will fuck you up, and I'll fly to your property.
When?
Come on.
Whenever you ready. Whenever you fucking
fight?
ready. Nigga, you got me fucked up. If we can't make peace, I don't want to argue. So what I'm going to tell you is, instead, hold up. Instead of you playing, instead of you playing this Tommy Sotomayor shit that you playing, right?
Why you keep bringing up this man's name?
Because you got his whole swag. I thought you were studying me, but you that nigga too. And my whole thing is,
I'm not over talking you. You over talking me more like Tommy.
If I said, let's make peace.
Your people see you.
Fuck the people. Fuck is you talking about? I don't worship them. Fuck them. And nigga, fuck you too. If we can't make peace and you still want to talk, then let's fight. Let's set that up. Fuck all the bullshit.
What I'm trying to ask
you playing mind games.
Okay, cool.
And either you're gonna accept the peace or you ain't. Fuck you.
I'm not gonna accept the peace. I'll get.
All right, then eat a dick, then nigga. Let's fight.
I'll get to the fight later. You don't gotta invite me.
Fuck all that bullshit then.
You don't gotta talk about it. Nobody gave me that, you bitch ass nigga.
Nah, you wanna go back and forth because your views is crazy right now, and I know it. I know your views is crazy.
I'm gonna have to mute you in a second if you're not gonna let me talk.
Good, I'm gonna let you talk.
Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate you, New York brother. Let me talk. Your kind from New York. Let me talk on my show. You're talking over me and then saying I'm Tommy Sotomayor. That's a bitch move. You're doing everything that you say somebody else do. You said let me talk, and then you over talking me. That's bitch shit. Now I want to beat your ass.
Let's fight now. So let's fight then.
You can't fight on the internet.
Let's fight then.
This nigga say let's fight now. That should show y'all this nigga talk. I will beat the brake shoes off your bitch ass. But anyway, the bottom line is this. I said a reason why I don't respect what you're saying. And right now you're drunk, so you're tough. And when you sober up, you're not gonna feel that way. That pussy gonna come out again. But at the end of the day, you talked about a man that never talked about you. And then you're gonna dictate to a man what manhood is. And what I told you, bitch boy, before you got to the apology, you didn't do man shit. Because what a man do is he don't think and he don't speak on shit. He don't know what the fuck he talking about. Your bitch ass said a lot of shit. You don't know what you talking about. You said, I ain't been through nothing. My only struggle is this. My daddy did life. I went to a homeless shelter. Motherfucker, I went through a free lunch line. Motherfucker, I earned the right to get to the NBA. Nobody gave me that, you bitch ass nigga. So the way you tell a story is that you want to stand on people's shoulders. And if you want to fight, bitch boy, I'll pay for your flight. 625 P.O. Box, 625 Palmetto Drive, and I'll make an example out of your bitch ass on YouTube. Don't bring no gun, don't bring no knife, and I'll break you, boy. I'll break you for real. Bitch ass niggas like you that talk to a nigga like me, when you meet me face to face, I will break you easy, boy. I promise you, I will pay for your flight tomorrow. Tell me where you want your flight at, and I'll pick you up, and I won't slap you until we get to 625 Palmetto Drive. I will pick you up tomorrow. Tell me you want to come to the airport, and we'll see what you talking about. I know you air pack, bitch, and I know I'll bring the bitch up out you. I'll pay for your flight tonight. Send me your information, and I'll send you to 625 Palmetto Drive, and I'll beat the bitch up out you, boy.
Reach out to me.
No, don't do no more talking.
Hold on.
I'll give you my email address.
Exactly.
Listen,
send it in my DM on Instagram.
I'm gonna tell it right now.
I'm not gonna remember it. Put it in my DM. Put it in my DM.
You bitch ass nigga.
All right, we'll put it in the chat.
Fight for you tonight.
Stop talking.
The fuck you talking about?
Nigga, stop talking then.
What you mean?
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Sinetta called me. I tell you what. Sinetta called my phone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This the internet, man.
Yeah, agent, we don't.
Is that the internet? And that's how people get down on the internet? You know, I let me just say this, because you done riled me up. If that's the behavior of people on the internet, I probably don't need to be on the internet. I'm better than that, though. I don't need to be involved in nothing like that. That's trash, man. That's terrible, man. Terrible behavior.
They coming for his neck, man.
That's terrible behavior. Is that how people act?
Yeah, for clout. That's clout chasing.
That's clout chasing? Oh, I don't want to chase no clout, man. If it take all that, that's too much, baby.
Very profitable. As 50. As Pac.
Pac got people killed. Remember, Pac got people killed, man. You know, if you look at Pac's beef, that was allegedly Jimmy Henchman that shot him the first time, and Haitian Jack, and then the second time, that was a Crip beef. You know, it's on Tupac. I mean, they blamed it on Biggie, and he got killed for it.
Does this Hassan person, he have a lot of followers and stuff?
Yeah, he's like he's almost at 500,000. He's at what, almost 400,000.
People is following somebody that behaved that way.
Yeah, I mean, he don't behave like that on his thing. He actually brings some value. Like he talks about people getting out the hood and stuff like that. But he wears all his jewelry. He got that New York swag. You know what I mean? And
I just want to say that people in the United States and all over the world are starving for leadership. They're looking for somebody real that they can follow, somebody that can live an example and be somebody worth being. You know what I mean? That's terrible. If that's who is on the internet, I don't need to be on the internet, dog. That's all I got to say, man.
Well, hood dudes ruin everything. They ruin hip hop. They ruin schools. They're the ones who's cutting up in school in the 8th grade because they can't read. Most of them can't read past the 4th grade level. So this is what they're into. And then you got to remember all the music that they're listening to.
Right. And a lot of times what ends up happening, they could have learned and they could have grown some, but sometimes when a person gets pushed back into a corner, they go back to what they know. So if you remember on Baby Boy, dude with the stepdad, he was trying to be cool most of the time until that moment when he snapped. He's like, I'll go back. I thought he was going to stab him.
Funny scene right there, man. And then also you understand he was molested. So this is how he got big, And so hurt people. That's what it is.
Well, I can't fault nobody for their behavior, but still, I just say I didn't know people was following folks like that. And you can influence people on this internet thing here, and people don't need to be looking up to that type of. That's not good behavior, man. For one thing, I can't stand over talking. I hate to hear two people talk at the same time. That's like sand in the shorts. If you ask a question, let the person answer. I can't stand that. You're gonna ask the question and then answer it yourself. That's terrible.
So, I'm gonna put Swanee in here real quick. You hang around.
I'll hang around.
All right.
It's going to be good. Swanee going to have something good to say.
Were you not entertained?
Oh man, that was horrible, man. That's actually sad. You know what I mean? For it to be on that level. Now, listen, I gotta say this. I think that's the dude that messed up the susus for everybody, man. I don't know, but that kind of behavior is just unacceptable, man. I mean, we should be able to have a safe place, to talk about, our issues. I think anybody that have issues and problems, man, need to either call each other on the phone or meet face to face and have a private conversation to handle and resolve their issues between one another. And that's just my opinion on it. But that was just sad to see, man. We can't have we're looking for positive leaders out in our communities, but yet you got this guy's talking about I guess clout chasing, whatever he's doing, and just talk about the wrong things. especially over speaking. That's bad. You can't communicate effectively when you over speak it. It just don't work.
Yeah, and you know what? This guy, he reminds me of, you know how a lot of these young people, it's not just young people, but there's a certain culture. He fake apologized, and whenever he realized the apology wasn't accepted, he got mad, and basically, I shouldn't apologize to your BA anyway, and mother effer and all that, and so on. But it reminds me of whenever these young dudes go and they're trying to approach a young lady and get their number, their Snapchat, whatever, and she turns them down, and all of a sudden they're like, B, I ain't like you anyway. Or, and unfortunately, the other situation, I think the dude punched a girl. But it's a shame in this because a lot of these people, they're becoming emotional instead of thinking through it clearly, logically. I don't know if it was because he was drunk, but there was, something definitely, wrong with that situation. I mean, what did you think about that, Swanee?
He did it before.
I really?
Yeah, he had beef with Sonetta, which is a big name on YouTube world. Some guy from New York, and I remember I saw a video where they met each other, and it was a lot of. They're grown, man. They're like dude's like 44. The other dude, Sonetta, he got to be like 50s, and they was talking about this street stuff and all this stuff. And then I think he did it with Tommy Sotomayor as well, in the beginning of Hassan's career. Like he got into it with him. I think they squashed it or whatever. But that's what people do, and it's a shame because we don't have that. What's the word I'm looking for? De-escalation phase or conflict resolution amongst each other.
Right. And LeRon, you said a point earlier about the whole Tupac Biggie thing and 50 Cent. Now that kind of behavior, some people survive, some people don't. But the issue is the real matter with the real problem with that is people die over situations like that. When you out clout chasing and you poking at the bear and you doing whatever, you know what I mean, to get at somebody that you don't even know about. I mean, you're talking about people that you may not even know nothing about, just to get a reaction out of them, and that starts a whole war. The whole East Coast West Coast thing with Tupac and Snoop, and the whole beef with Bad Boy and Death Row back in the day. Many people died, because of those things.
Yep.
And that's just a bad territory.
Absolutely. And that's all he knows. Like if you watch his videos, oh man, this is like this is the problem with America to me, and particularly Black America. There's more rules, there's more laws and rules than just the street laws. And a lot of these street dudes, which, let's say it's 80-20 or 90-10, 10% gangsters, they're the ones dictating all the rules. So let's look at hip hop. Hip hop was a fun thing back in the day. They was breakdancing, having parties and different things like that. And the gangsters, like I said, Run DMC was dressing like the gangsters, like the Pappy Masons and the Fat Cats and the Supreme Team and stuff like that. And that's where allegedly what I heard where the shout outs came from. It was because them gangsters would come in and threaten the rappers, like shout my crew out. You know what I mean? And then so you have like Kid and Plays and the Kwames, and we all having a good time in the New Jack Swing era. And then Gangsta came in and we celebrated. We celebrate the NWAs. Now, and everybody want to sit there and say they're telling their story. Well, I listen to those records and they're not telling the story. They're not saying this is where we come from. They're saying I'll do this to you. Did you listen to 100 Miles and Running? With an NWA and all these other records. And then in the 90s, like I said, we dropped the ball because we just liking the beat. We had some aggressive music in that time. And they take it everywhere. They took it to in the arena. I remember back in, I think it was like the first like hip hop concert, and it was like Fresh Prince there and all these other artists, and the Crips came in there in California just to fight. You remember the days when we used to go to skating rinks? Like there was all out brawls there.
Shout out to Ardmore.
Man,
Ardmore roller rink.
people just get hit with them. You know, so like people like him, I agree with Kwame so much on that, and that's why he didn't forgive him or people like him, because they use that street stuff in everyday life, and you can't do that. You can't do that in business. You can't do that anywhere else.
Mhm. Yeah, just honestly, the true and real OGs would tell you not to go down that route. You know what I mean? That's what I was told a long time ago. Not to go down the same route as others that, you know, that grew up in the neighborhood who either made it, who didn't make it. And you just can't keep that same energy. You know, you in your 40s, you married, you got kids. It's time to let that go. And if you don't let that go, you know, you're going to cause more issues, you know what I mean, and problems within your own community, even your own household.
Yep.
You cannot continue to live a lifestyle and at the same time say you're a positive leader. You're contradicting yourself every time you speak. And that's a problem. You know, in the hip hop industry, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you got positive leaders out there in the hip hop industry, but yet they're still rapping about, you know, the lifestyle of having all this jewelry, driving all these different cars, banging all these women, simping. And then at the same time, if you mess with me, I got my Glock, I'm gonna shoot you if I need to. But at the same time, you want to say Black progress.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like the game and Snoop and all them people, man. Like they still representing the little hood. They still, you know, got a crew that's gonna knock you out and jump you and different things like that. They got their little soldiers. So you're totally right. You know, they still got one foot in the hood, and that is the biggest problem that we have. And obviously, you don't have a bigger army than they do. Now, when it comes to Hassan Campbell, like this dude is not. He's trying to fake like he lives in the projects.
Right.
Now, he got videos where his house is beautiful, married, kids, and that's one thing that Kwame was saying on the video that I
Flowers.
yeah. He's like, how you live in the hood with them beautiful flowers out there, the beautiful landscape? He's got to go outside like I'm representing my hood with all that jewelry. Like, so I'm riding with Kwame for sure. You know, again, he's doing great things for the community, and he knows the game. Like one thing about YouTube, for the people who try to get on YouTube, it is hard work, and people don't want to hear positive stuff. It's like what they call a Trojan horse. You know, like back in the day, they would bring like a Trojan horse into the kingdom, because you know, the king is not going to open the doors for anybody else, but they see this little gift, they think it's a gift, and then they open the Trojan horse and it's warriors, and then they go kill them. That's how YouTube is. If you don't clout chase, no one's going to click on your video. If you're trying to train people, they're not going to do it. It's like one thing I heard Andre 3000 say that. He's like, no one's going to listen to his music. That's why he would use stripper beats, and then he'll put a message in between it, and it's just ironic that that's the only thing that people is going to listen to. You know, so that's why you see all that going on. And if you watch the video, you see him smiling. Hassan, he's like, man, I'm about to. This is about to go. Like, you getting paid off of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In my opinion.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
agree.
That's
So
right.
something that I like what Swanee said about the real OGs saying don't go down that path. I mean, that's real. Why wouldn't you want better for the next generation? Why would you want them to experience the same thing or worse? Like that's some selfish stuff, you know. So
But yeah, I think though, if you think about it, you know, most people, you're gonna mess up the economy if you tell people to stop being in the street, because they're making money hustling. Especially if that's the only thing they can do once they get out of jail. That's the only thing they know. You know, it's very rare that you see people who, unless they throw the book at them and they say, "Hey, you come back in here again," then you know that's when you got people snitching. You know, but most of the time, you know, there's just too much money in that drug game. Like, you know, just
Hmm.
tell somebody, they have to recruit people. You know what I mean? Hooker, you know, prostitutes, gangsters, and like I said, a lot of times, you know, things happen like with celebrities getting shot is because like people like Kwame. If you go to a neighbor, he's 7 foot 300, no, 260, 300, whatever. and the drug dealers will lose their girls to them because they checking for them. You know what I'm saying? So they'll lose everything. That's why they try to check people like him. You know, I've been to many of clubs when I saw that. Like all the gangsters got all the girls, they riled up until they got a celebrity coming in there. Then they trying to rob them.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. It'll mess up the economy. I mean, that portion of the economy, but that's why it's really important for people around to like really band together and lock arms. That's what
Yeah, that sounds
really
good. Who's gonna do that? Like right now, if someone lives in a certain area, you ain't gonna see people jeopardizing their life to get these dudes off the street. That's the problem. You agree?
yeah. But the starting point is you could do a number of things. You could
Okay.
leave out of there, which that's one option, of course. Other option is that you kind of make we got a little bit. You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Um,
I'll mute my thing. Let's see.
uh, I don't know. It sounds fine, but whatever the case, I think that if we were to, I don't know, saying as far as like the cartels type thing, or the gangs, but can't live in fear on it. It's either move somewhere else and leave them to fend for their own, or stand up to it. Got to do something.
Yeah, it's honestly it's all about the positive approach, especially when you talk about your neighborhood and community. A lot of people like to keep that old '90s mentality and try to come back and talk to these youngins, with that same '90s mentality and think they're gonna get somewhere with it. You know what I mean? So glorifying the criminal behavior in prison life is not the way. At some point, you got to just not even talk about how long you've been in prison, what you've been in prison for. We've all heard those stories through hip hop, through music, through media, through everywhere. They exploit black folks like crazy because we talk about it, and the people behind the industry, they making money off it, so they don't care. We got to control the narrative. Change the narrative. So these youngins coming up can understand a new way of thinking, especially dealing with this new music now. So it's tough. It's an ongoing struggle, but we need people out there with the positive energy to move things forward.
Yeah, that's why I like what Kwame's message is, man. Because I mean, much as people want to criticize, he's cursing and different things like that. He actually have a plan. He's he's talking about we need to get the trades back in schools. And a lot of people, he's getting a lot of backlash from it because he said also coding. Like people, we need to start doing coding. And there's people on his platform saying, well, I don't think you should have coding on there because whatever reason. And so he was like, you could learn that in 30 minutes. This was like one of the callers I was listening to. And he was like, well, first off, this is what Kwame was saying. He was like, first off, most people can't read past the fourth grade level, and you have 3 out of 4, single women at home can't do that. You know what I'm saying? If they can't read, he's like, so you have to put it in school where or actually paying taxes for the stuff in the school. So he's really trying to implement that, and I agree with that, man. I think if people had trades, then they wouldn't be trying to make easy money in the streets. If you knew how to make money, pretty much if you have trades, you could basically get in the plane. They could parachute you anywhere and spin you around, and you know how to make your own money. And most of us can't do that. You know what I mean? Like most of us don't know how to make money, so then we have to go to, okay, school's the answer. Then you go to school, then you realize when you get out, you still gotta try to apply for a job that like the people who graduated school the last 3 years couldn't get a job, and they're working at Starbucks. Because there's not a lot of jobs in certain fields. You know, so we're having a huge issue with that. And like I said, also we gotta really. I mean, people need to attack the family, man. Most of these people are single parents for whatever reason. You know, and yeah, some people make it through the cracks, but a lot of people don't. They're angry. You know, you're not forgiving people like this guy. He's man, Hassan. Like I know so many people like that. You can't say nothing to them. They loud. They want to show off like they tough, and that's just a defense mechanism. You know, because he was touched when he was young. You know, and he probably said, I ain't gonna let nobody do that to me again, and you know.
That's another thing. Men and women, listen. You know, be really careful with where your kids are going. You know, whether it's a friend, family. You know, if you leave them there with someone, you better make sure you have prepped them. You know, established for them to be able to communicate with you. But I mean, obviously, the best situation is don't send your kids anywhere. That's the best possible scenario. But I do understand that with different nuances going on in life, that may not always be possible. You know, some people may have work situations and so on, but all right, gotta guard these kids. And especially with these boys don't usually talk about this stuff. You know, they'll keep it in. If you think it's bad where these situations with the girls getting raped and coming, you know, years later, you know, there are unreported statistics, you know, of the little boys, and they'll hold it in for years because they're embarrassed. You know, they're never going to say anything about it, and then it just comes out in different ways. They might, you know, get tapped or something, knock someone's block off or something of the sort. But better guard your kids, because I know people who have you know, confided different things, and you know, it's so sad to hear, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Jimmy on real quick. Give me 1 second.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to glorify the hood, man. You need to lead the hood. The hood is not a place to be. It's a stop on your journey through life. If you're born in the gutter, you're supposed to leave the gutter. If through experiences in life you lose all your money and you find yourself in the gutter, stop, look around, and say, "Hey, I can't be here. I got to leave. I can't stay here. I'm not letting my family live here. My generations live here. This is just a stop on the road of life. Just a little pit stop." And I want to talk about something else too.
Jimmy,
real quick.
Back on that. If that's the case, how does gentrification happen then?
Hold that thought with that. I want to hear what Swanee got to say. Did you leave your hood?
Leave your hood?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Well, listen, I'll tell you just a brief story. You know, I grew up in the projects. I grew up in Talbot Towers, and Talbot Towers was a tight knit community where everybody pretty much knew each other. I seen a whole lot, and you know, as a kid, your dreams is to get away from what you have experienced, like what Jimmy was talking about. So as I got older, you end up, you know, moving right up the street to Robinson Street and Braddock, and then Mapleview, and then the Palisades, and then my experience in 15104, I love, you know, to heart. But at the same time, you got to think, okay, I've made it out. I made it to a certain point that I survived, you know, my situation and my experiences. Do I want my kids to go through the same experiences that I went through? Hell no. You know what I mean? So when I think about that, I think about, you know, everything my grandfather taught me and all the morals, you know, and integrity that he taught, you know what I mean, a long time ago. The goal is to get out of your situations. Okay. So that was my goal. So as a man, that's what I did. I lived in Braddock, you know, all my life, you know, up until about 12 years ago. I moved out of my neighborhood, but at the same time, I come back to my neighborhood because I want to encourage the young kids coming up in the neighborhood who didn't have the leadership, you know, that most of us didn't have back then. You know what I mean? So it's not about me leaving the hood. It's about now what can I do to provide some positive leadership to my community where I came from. So the young kids have a pathway to come up and do the same things I do, learn a trade. Now I can wire up anybody's house at any given time. I can do that at any given time. If something happened to my job, call me. I'm an electrician. I can do anything. And I learned a skill. And that's what Kwame was talking about, that trade. So it's very important. But yeah, the experiences you have in the hood, you're not supposed to take that with you anywhere. You know what I mean? You're supposed to do better than the experiences we have. And, did we want to come to the hood and grow up in the hood on purpose? No, it's just that was our circumstances, our family circumstances at the time. But yeah, there's definitely always a better way.
What you got to say to that?
I agree with that 100%. That's the American dream. Let me ask y'all, have y'all seen that movie Predator?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You seen Lethal Weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You seen Braveheart?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Harry? Seen that, Dirty Harry?
I ain't seen Dirty Harry.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yep.
Okay, all those movies display nothing but violence. Men committing violence. But we know that's entertainment. But then when you talk about the rappers, you want to blame them and blame the violence in the hood on the rappers. Rappers is entertainers. If you ain't got a set of parents to tell you, look, this is what my mom said. She said, look now, Clint Eastwood shoot everybody. But in real life, he going to prison. Arnold Schwarzenegger kill more people than cancer. That ain't real, son. That's not for real. You know, Mel Gibson, he cracked one guy's neck, shoot 4 people, elbow somebody in the face. We get up and clap. That's not real life. They gonna throw your black tail in prison. That's the parents' job to tell them that. So Ice Cube can get on the microphone and say all them cuss words and everything else. But my dad used to say, okay, they talking like that, but that ain't how you treat a real woman, okay? That's just entertainment. I know they said bitches ain't, you know what they say on there. Okay, that's just a song. That's not real life. You can't take the responsibility of the parents and put it in Ice Cube and Snoop and Pac's hands. People got to raise their kids. You got to grow up. You got to raise your kids.
You're saying parents, but in the African American community, there's only one parent.
Oh well, they got to do the job of 2 people. Why is there only one parent?
He's told me it takes 2 to make a thing go right.
Yeah, but let's look at history from at least since 1964 that we have a trend of single parents, correct?
That is a trend.
So apparently, the women either got to work 2 jobs and they have to have the community raise them.
Yeah, I'm not in the excuse business, man. I don't care nothing about that, man. You got to do what you got to do regardless of the things.
Right. So what about you were saying about gentrification, Will?
Now, just to be clear, I'm all for it. I'm not going to stay in the hood, and I'm all for leaving. But I was just saying to Jimmy when he said you got to just get up out of there,
leave.
But I'm like, well, what about gentrification? Because there are people who are to fix up the hood and make it not the hood.
Right. Don't they buy the property in the hood?
Right. But why
can't you want to do with what you own?
Can we do the same thing though?
You can buy something, own it, and do what you want to do with it. That's how America works. You own it, you do what you want to do with it. That's where we at.
Okay.
That's America, right?
Yeah. So I agree. I believe in, I know this isn't a word, but self-gentrification. You can
is in the hood there where they stay.
Right.
They might be in the projects, they might be in a place where they renting. When the landlord tell you to leave because he's gonna sell to these high dollar people that's gonna fix it up, what you got to do? You got to go. You gotta buy where you want to live. Oh, how you buy? You gotta have money. I don't need to start talking. You know what America is. You know you got to be paid, baby.
That's right, and the reason is that way because nobody's taught financial literacy in our communities. Now, just think about the gentrification thing. Allegheny County, city of Pittsburgh, whatever, they set all these condos and houses up in all these communities, and they put them up for rent or lease, not rent to own or buy. So the people in the communities, first of all, they've been renting all their lives, and then they don't own the property. So they don't know nothing about owning because they're not taught that in schools or in colleges. But yes, Jimmy, they do have libraries. They can go to libraries and search the internet as well. But at the same time, we're renting and leasing and not owning anything. And that's why the county is set up in a way that is only going to further the problems within our communities, because nobody's still not going to own anything. It's going to be owned by the county or all these rich developers who come in and just take over. And we left out.
Jimmy, you there?
Oh, I'm here.
What you got to say about that?
I got a visual aid. I'm about to turn on my camera. Give me a second. I got the thing I want to show you. Hold on.
We're here.
This
Give me
ain't
a second.
this ain't your OnlyFans, is it?
No, man. No, man.
Oh.
Jimmy, one X from Jimmy. All right, hold on. I'm gonna turn on my cam. Hold on. You see what they say?
Okay.
What is that? Somebody tell me what that is.
That's the library card.
That's right. You know what they got?
Yep.
What do you do?
They got a lot of information. They got a lot of information in there. They got a lot of books. They got a lot of tapes. They got a lot of videos.
Read on the 4th grade level, man.
Huh?
You can't read them big words, man.
The books I'm talking about ain't made in big words.
We don't know the laws of man.
They got a lot of information. Listen, you got to get acquainted with that Dewey Decimal, man. They got it in
Yes.
there. Anything you want to know is in there. You want to know about money? They got books and books on money, how to get money, make money, what you need to do with your life to get your money together. It's in there. And you know how much a library card costs? How much a library card costs?
$3.99.
$3.99. What? What? Not, and guess what? They put libraries in there. I got this.
Jimmy, you're on the road, man. I'm going to mute you. Hey, what about Red Line?
Yeah, they put libraries. Something else I told Ron the pools in every neighborhood.
Hold on, your audio's going.
Huh?
Okay, I hear you now. What you saying?
They put libraries and swimming.
You got a lot of background noise, Jimmy.
Who, me?
I think so.
No, it's not me.
Okay, good now. Go ahead.
I said they put libraries and swimming pools in every neighborhood. Black people need to be the most knowledgeable, richest, swimmingest mother on the planet.
All right, so while we're picking it back on that one, what you think about this right here? Is criminal culture being glorified right now? What you got to say about that?
Hey, man, you ain't seen The Godfather? You seen that movie, The Godfather?
Yeah.
I saw that. I wanted to be Italian. That's criminal culture being glorified. But my mom said, look now, you ain't no Corleone. I'm going to put you up under the jail, baby.
You think it's being glorified with television?
Glorified with what now?
I think criminal.
What is it? It's like a train.
You think it's being glorified through television?
Yeah. Yeah.
All medias.
Okay.
I gotta get my baby. I'll be back. I gotta get my.
All right. Yeah, hello. Okay. Yeah, man. So you want any other subjects, Will?
Hear a little bit of feedback.
That might be you.
It might be.
That's you, Swanee.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep. Now,
okay.
Got a question. So, did you see what was going on with the baby earlier?
No.
Okay. Hey, let me see. I'm gonna just share this real quick. Want you to watch this. I want to get your opinion. 1 second. All right. Just play that.
Thank you. I mean, like
what you charge for?
$2. I mean, like
$2. So add this up. How that's $200?
I make $400 every day off donation.
How much you want for your box? You made $400 off that?
Yeah,
and you sell them for $2.
Yeah, and I got
so let's count it. Let's count.
It's 34 times.
Exactly. What's 34 times 2, my boy? It ain't 200.
That's 2.
It ain't 2 nothing. It ain't even $100.
Oh, yeah,
$68. What about you? See, look, see. You give me 1, 2. What they $2 a piece? $1 each. I bet. You gotta use your head, man. You trying to play, but I was gonna bless you anyway. You got the 200. Now you got $2. Y'all be good. Look, they pissed. Look, got me up. 200. My bankroll back in the bag. Look, I used to sell candy too. I know how this go. Ask all the teachers. I was selling candy in elementary school. I know how this.
Stop trying to make $1 million.
I make $200 every day. No, I make $200 every day.
Nigga should have been like only get like $80, $60. Nigga would have said, all right, nigga.
This think I don't know math. Think I don't know math. Oh man, quit playing with me.
Yeah.
Quit playing with me. Trying to make me feel special.
So, what you think about that, Swanee?
Well, there's a couple of problems with that, man. First and foremost, again, we're exploiting. I don't know how to say it. We're exploiting the less fortunate, pretty much. And his way of approaching it, I understand where he's coming from, but not everybody has that knowledge or experience or understanding about a whole lot of stuff. And his approach to it was just, it could be looked at as, too aggressive or ignorant. But me personally, I wouldn't handle a situation like that. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. I would definitely ask some questions for sure. But at the same time, I would approach that whole situation differently.
Is that your first time seeing this?
Yeah, that's my first time.
Did you hear about it at all today? Or any of the other days?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, so, just the background for anyone who might have just missed it or whatever. The baby, he jumped out of his tour bus or van, whatever it was, and he had a wad of money in his hand. The young boys, I say they were about 14 or 15. They're selling candy. One has the Skittles for $2, one has the Gushers for $1. And he says, how much for the whole box? And they say $200. So, wanted to, just get that out there because there's a lot of different angles on that. What were you about to say, Ron?
Yeah, I mean, if let's be honest, if he didn't record it, it wouldn't even be an issue. You know what I mean? Because the kid's only thinking like, man, I just met a celebrity. You know what I mean? So he's excited. He's like, "Yo, I just met a celebrity. He bought some candy for me." It's I think the media made it a bigger deal than what it was, like Black Twitter, because like, oh, he's rich, he couldn't do that. And then the commentary on the bus, so that was his crew actually that did it. But the baby's 20, what 20? He's in his 20s. He's late 20s, I believe. He has money now. He came from the hood, and I don't. I mean, I see something wrong with it in the whole scheme of things because it was recorded. But if just how many times do you get the chance to see a celebrity that's going to talk to you?
But do you how do you feel about the kids trying to finesse him, or were they trying to finesse him?
That's business, man. It's what you negotiate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
great answer.
you know what I mean? That would have been the best thing ever. We did sales before one time or another. I remember when I was walking on the people's homes, knocking on the door when they had a candy sale or whatever, and somebody gave me more money than I was supposed to get. I think it's more important that at least that I don't know if it. I didn't really check out the first part, but if they stopped the tour bus and showed their face, that's more important than whatever he gave him. You understand what I'm saying? And now people know the kid's name. So think about when he goes to school. You gotta think about that.
That's right. Yep. So to the kids' point, real quick, them offering $200 for the box, I think that's just part of negotiations. You know what I mean? Negotiating. And so I don't knock their hustle at all. They should ask for $500 a box. To be honest, go for it. You know what I mean? Go as high as you can.
Speaking of that,
if they give you 200, then take the 200.
What Nipsey Hussle do? You remember when Nipsey Hussle sold his album for $1,000, and guess who bought it? Jay-Z. You know what I mean? That's good business to me. Like,
absolutely,
people gonna pay for it, and it's funny because somebody got blessed because Soulja Boy went out and recorded, and somebody was selling candy, and he gave him a wad of money.
That's what's up. That's showing love.
I'm always like sell high. You can always go down. You know what I mean?
Yep, I'm about to give me some Gushers. I'm about to give me some Skittles. And I'm gonna sit right there downtown, man. Listen, $1,000 a Skittle. Somebody will give me $5.
Go to the north side. That's where you go. You go. If I go to the Tequila Cowboy on a Friday or a Saturday night with some bottled waters or something, $5 a pop.
What I would do if you was there and I saw you selling $5, I'm gonna go there and sell it for $3. I'm gonna cut
create some competition.
That blue magic.
So I see the different angles. Now the other angles is that people were talking about how y'all gonna be preaching all this immoral stuff, gang banging, all that, and now you want to teach a moral lesson. So that's how some people were, looking at it. They're like, y'all teach the wrong thing in y'all's rap songs all day. Now you want to talk about math and morals?
Hey man.
But again, that's entertainment. They get paid to entertain. The other part of it is that they're themselves, when they're behind the camera, right? So there's two different lifestyles. The one lifestyle they get paid from, the other lifestyle they try to portray. And you're going to always have a contradiction. They need just to be held accountable for it. Honestly, they need to accept the fact and accept a certain criticism that they're going to receive because they're living a lifestyle and at the same time portraying something different. And so they got to be held accountable for it. That's all.
Hey, look, all I got to say is he could give me $2 and I'm gonna have my phone on me and I'm gonna go out and get another box. And I'm gonna, hey, my boy, the baby boss, I want you to buy this box. Man, that kid gonna make so much money right now.
That's right.
I'm telling you. What'd you say?
That's the other thing. We're talking about financial literacy. I saw in the comments luxurious looks, and I know who that is. And she teaches her daughters how to sell, how to produce stuff, how to cook, how to bake. She is if you teach these kids how to sell.
That's a great skill. You should have that. That's the first thing you learn, because everybody learn how to sell. I had to teach my kids sell me every day on why I should take them to McDonald's, why they should play the Nintendo Switch without doing their homework, and you learn how to sell. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn that skill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have to learn how to ask why.
Trisha, welcome back.
That's that closing technique. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What you think about it? Well, I ain't hear your point about it.
I mean, I do think that in a way, I think they might have been trying to get him, because there's a little bit of smirking going on. I think it was more like they're looking at, he's rich, he got the money, and we going to ask for some extra. But I can understand the point to where, like, if you can negotiate it, like, these are the same people that will pay $250 for a $50 bottle of wine in the club, so people are paying anyway. If you can negotiate it, then great, do your thing. I think that, if those kids were taught some sales skills, whenever they would have probably overcame what he was actually saying. And they would have probably ended up getting the money anyway. Like, hold on. But here's the thing. Yeah, it's $64, but there's a value in this. You're actually getting this from us, and we actually contribute towards, whatever program or, whatever, instead of just saying donations or, or whatever. What are you donating to? So that's the real important thing. Whenever you're doing sales, just like Swanee said, you're asking why, you have to give a why, and you have to give a where. Where is it going to?
Man, if you'd have told them the price of the box, they could have just broke even. You know what I mean? No, man, you got to be like, this is labor cost too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all right with it, man.
Right.
What about before you go? Let's see here. What other topic you got on there? We talked about that already.
Now, real quick, Ron had mentioned. Did you see Soldier Boy doing the same thing, Swanee?
No, I didn't see him do that.
So he sees what's going on with the baby. This is what one of the things. Even though he's clout chasing, even though it's for attention, one thing I like about Soldier Boy, who he gave a kid that was selling candy, like $1,000 or a few kids. Thing I like about Soldier Boy is he'll go out and do things that people aren't willing to do, or he'll try to jump at the next opportunity. He was, on the front runner on the YouTube stuff, or one of them at least. And I think what do you do, like the soldier watches or phones?
He had the video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a businessman.
Yeah, definitely.
Respect on his name.
Yeah. Like Drake?
He allegedly beat women up, but allegedly.
Oh, really?
Allegedly. But whatever. But but yeah, he gave somebody a lot of money, man. I thought that was dope as well. I think both kids get the experience, because, like I said, a lot of people glorify these entertainers, and for them to see that and then they treated them pretty well, I think that's going to be way more than the money that they get from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely lesson learned and experience for those young men, man.
But y'all ever meet a celebrity that was a jerk you might have looked up to or something? Ever do that? Jerks, man. That's why I don't walk up to nobody. I walked up to a couple people in Atlanta, man, because they out here, and They be on some jerk stuff, man. That's why I don't worship nobody, man. As you looking stupid.
That's right. Yeah. What is a celebrity? Somebody that just got tons of money, you know, driving a fancy car. That's a celebrity. Nah, a celebrity a celebrity to me is a father who's present in their kids' lives, a mother who is present in their kids' lives. Those who are out there getting married and doing the right thing, those are celebrities to me.
Good stuff right there. Oh man, we should leave it on that, man. Man, Swanee, I really appreciate you again for coming on. You know, being the guest host. You got anything you want to say?
Appreciate y'all all the time.
No problem. You got anything you want to end off with, or any shout outs to anybody, or?
Nah, shout out to y'all two, man, for having a dope show again, man. Always a dope show, man, when it comes to y'all two, man. TNJ Radio. Tune in, subscribe, hit them likes, and share. This is amazing, man. And you always have great conversations, man, and the best content. So I appreciate y'all just having me on, man, and much love and respect to y'all. And, just all love, man, all day.
Oh, we appreciate that, man. You make it dope, man, when you support it, man. We really appreciate you supporting.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Man, that was dope, man. Swanee always bring the heat.
Man.
I like his side of things, the way you think.
I think it was a pretty dope conversation we had. A couple of different points of views, between Swanee, Jimmy, others. Definitely a dope conversation.
Popping today.
Yeah.
Comments was popping today. We like that, man. So if you still listen to it, definitely hit that like, share, subscribe, notification button. Yeah, man. So that was good, man. When we played that Kwame video, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
that was great. They was getting heated up in that mug, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll sprinkle some of that mama's cooking.
Yeah. So just a couple things, we gotta pay the bills. So a couple of our sponsors on here, one of them you want to check out, Sharonda Simone's YouTube has beauty and product reviews on motherhood, Christian lifestyle. Definitely a good thing, as well as the Good Apple podcast. And also, if you have any kids that are in need, that need tutoring or anything like that, be sure to check out Steps of Faith Tutoring Enrichment Services, LLC. If you're not in the Pittsburgh area, ask about online classes that are available.
Yeah, we definitely need that. Definitely need some extra help, man. I wish. Where's that located?
It's based in Pittsburgh, but there's class offerings available all over the country on the from the digital platform.
Oh, nice. Definitely need that.
But you can actually check that out on Facebook. Just look up the Steps of Faith Tutoring and Enrichment.
Nice. Yeah. So, and also, if you want to support the channel, you say you want to support, donate, Cash App us, man. Show us that you support us, man. We we definitely appreciate the people who definitely supported us, and definitely do that. With that being said, man, it's been a good show, man. What you got coming up this week? I think you said you got some interviews coming up. You want to promote that one?
Well, that one's there's a couple that we're going to be recording, so they should be out sometime, and by next week. I'll see about. What do you think? You think I should do the one live or just keep it?
Well, no, I don't think you should do that, man. But it's going to be dope, man. We look forward to. We're probably going to premiere it though, so maybe we can all watch it at the same time. Because I'm looking forward to seeing this guy. One of the, I ain't gonna give it away, but he was a big thing in Pittsburgh. in the entertainment industry. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we can give it away. You want to give it away?
Go ahead, give it away.
Emmanuel Manny Deonda of Crave, one of the members of Crave, and also eventually at some point part of Pretty Ricky. So we have a dope interview coming up in regards to that. You don't want to miss it. We'll put whatever snippets we can, in the preview ahead, but it's going to be fire.
Right. So maybe like I said, we can premiere that one and we can all watch it together. Usually we're going to put out those videos on Fridays. We're going to try to do that. So, Friday night live. All right. But I will talk to you another time, man. It's been great. And
everybody be safe, be productive, and have a blessed one.
All right.